Hello guys, how's it going? In this video, I wanna talk a bit about the paper used for a good portion of my 3D drawings. Usually I use a graph paper, which is the paper you're seeing right here. And the truth is that to create this type of drawing with a grid like this, it is very difficult. So I'll show you how you can create these grids with a pencil on a regular sheet of paper. And of course, you also have the option to use, for example, a layout like this. This layout right here, I took an image and I printed it on A4 paper. This one is 90 grams, and honestly, I prefer printing over the traditional model that we buy. This one, for example, is a graph paper that I bought with markings already printed. It is not expensive at all. It is quite cheap, okay? However, it is very thin. I believe this one right here must be between 63, maybe 75 grams. That's the weight of the paper I printed. That's the weight of the paper I'm using. The layout that I printed, it is 90 grams, a thicker paper. It is much better for drawing, so I really prefer printed. You can see a difference in the size of the squares. Of course, this is optional. This one I bought has 1 square centimeter. You can see 1 centimeter right here and 1 centimeter right here. Also, it is a very good measure to work with. This one right here, it is a little less than 1 centimeter. It is about 7 or 8 millimeters. It's interesting to use this too because, for example, in this drawing, I used it 12 squares. If I had used 12 squares right here, I could have enlarged this drawing to a much larger size. And that's the part of the grid or graph of the paper. This part, it is amazing to enlarging drawings. So this is the easy way, to get graph paper, either by printing it, which I recommend you print on a thicker paper like this 90 gram one, which absorbs colors and shading better, okay? Or if you choose to buy, that's fine. There is nothing wrong with that. The difference that after you draw, you can erase the grid lines. You can't erase the grid lines, whether it's on printed paper or paper you buy. That's why if you want to leave only your drawing without these grid lines, the idea is that you create this grid using your roller or the layout. This layout right here that I'll show you. I will show you how you can use this grid. Because if you make it with a pencil, then you can just erase the lines and only your drawing remains on the sheet. Honestly, I think this is the best option, but it is a bit more laborious. It is a bit more time consuming, but in my view, this is the best result. I'll show you right here how you can make this grid. I have right here a blank sheet of paper and I'm going to make a grid on it. I'm going to use the ruler to measure 1 centimeter. So I'll mark the position of the edge. Right here, in this case, this will be 0, and I'll mark every centimeter. This is because I'm going to make 1 centimeter squares. So I'll make a dot every 1 centimeter. I'm going to do the same on the other side. These little dots will serve as reference for us to mark the lines. In this case, we marked the horizontal lines. So it is just positioning the ruler. And make the line marking. Guys, when you're marking the lines, don't press the pencil hard on the paper. This is so that the line is smooth and you can erase it after you finish your drawing, okay? And guys, with the horizontal lines defined, we'll define the vertical lines. I'm going to make a square centimeter as well, so I'll keep a distance of 1 centimeter between each mark. With the marking done, just align the ruler and draw the line. And that's it, guys. We have right here the first way to create graph paper using a ruler and make measurements for the size of the square you want to define. We used a space of 1 square centimeter, both in height and width. But for example, you could use a measurement of 2 centimeters to make large squares, and consequently your drawing will be larger on the sheet. That's the biggest advantage of using a ruler, because you can choose the size of the squares. You could have done half a centimeter right here and made much smaller squares. That's okay. Now let's see the second option. For the second option, we are going to do the following. I'm going to take right here a piece of graph paper, whether it's one you buy or a printed one, and I'm going to tape it to the base of the drawing board, like I'm doing right here. I'll take the blank sheet of paper that I'm going to use for the drawing, position it right here. I'm going to position it just like this precisely, and I'm going to put a small piece of tape to attach it. I don't want to risk damaging the sheet when I remove the tape, so I'm going to use just 2 little pieces, and that's okay. And why does this make markings easier? Because right now I simply position the ruler on the line that I want to, draw the marking. And now I'm going just to draw the lines. So I don't need to make the entire mark with the ruler measuring 1 centimeter at a time, because it will already be pre-marked right here. Even without the ruler, I can use the graph paper from the bottom sheet as a reference. I believe this way is much faster, and it has the same result. And now, guys, we have right here a sheet of paper of graph paper with pencil. In my opinion, this is the fastest and easiest way to create this graph paper. The advantage of the ruler is that in case you don't have access to graph paper, whether printed or a paper that you buy, you can use the ruler and do it in a more traditional way. And then you have a graph paper. You can use it if you have the resource at your disposal and do it this way, which in my opinion is much faster. And that's it, guys. These are the options that you can use, okay? You guys saw that I provide you with some options that you can use to have a graph paper to draw your 3D drawings. Of course, you can buy one graph paper. It is not expensive at all. but of course you can just print a graph paper, or maybe you can draw with a pencil, with a ruler. You can do whatever the way you want. And of course if you want to erase the grids later, it is better if you use a ruler and a pencil to do this. Okay, if you use any markers or a mechanical pencil or pencil, of course if you are using a graph paper that you made with a ruler, with a pencil, it is better because you can erase. And that's amazing, guys. You can choose whatever option you want. Of course you can do whatever the way you want. The important thing is that your drawing will be very nice with a graph paper. I really advise you to use it while drawing some kind of drawings, 3D drawings. Okay, it is very nice to use as a reference. Any option you choose, it is completely fine, it is completely okay. You can choose whatever you want. Okay, guys, thank you very much, and I see you next. Okay.